Hey guys, welcome back to Back Pocket Game Reviews. And normally I don't really like recording on my phone, but I wanted to get this video up today, and boy oh boy, is PC culture really just ruining our whole world. So when I say PC culture, I mean we have so many people that are faking being a victim or faking that they are offended. And it's not only ruining video games or media or any of our essential pieces here, but let's go ahead and break this down. There are three specific events that I want to talk about that have happened recently that kind of show what I'm referring to. So recently, H3H3 made a joke about his male bits touching the inside of the toilet bowl, and now he needs to chop it off and to call him Ellen. And don't get me wrong, I didn't think it was like the funniest joke, but it was a joke, and I understood that it was a joke, and I understood that it wasn't meant in an offensive or horrible way. And he actually had to do an apology video. Well, I wouldn't really call it an apology video. He essentially just told you, just because you find a joke offensive does not mean that the joke itself is inherently offensive, which that joke was not offensive. In no way was it actually mocking transgendered people. It was just, this is gross. I mean, I understand from the point of if it was a public toilet, restroom, yeah, it's hilarious. But, so many people were outraged by that. And these people weren't even LGBT or trans. These are just people that were outraged, completely appalled that he would dare make that joke and say to call him Ellen, and he's making light of a situation. Okay, it's comedy. That's what comedy does, is it makes light of a situation. Now, granted, it wasn't the situation that you're dragging into it. That was not how that joke was intended. But that was what it became. Now, not only that, but recently, Apu from The Simpsons has come under fire. Yes, we all know Apu, and we all know the character, and as much as I would love to go ahead and do the impersonation of that voice, it would only be deemed as offensive these days, because apparently a joke that started around 25 plus years ago is now too offensive. People are just now getting offended by Apu. So Apu is voiced by a white man, and it is a traditional stereotype ideal of, you know what I'm referring to. So recently, The Simpsons even kind of made light of it with the whole, a joke that started over 20 years ago is now considered offensive. What can you do? And people were even more outraged that they didn't acknowledge it. And a lot of this came from a recent documentary done by, and it was called like The Problem with Apu. And it was done by a comedian. So comedy should, to some degree, be offensive. It should walk those lines to where things are kind of taboo to most, but comedy's supposed to touch on those. All right? Apu is not necessarily an offensive character. While he may portray a stereotype, there are plenty of times stereotypes of Italians, which is what I am Italian, are portrayed in TV and media, and I don't walk away from that offended. You may wonder, really? Italians aren't made fun of that much? Okay, all right, sure. People walking around dressed as Mario. I'm not offended by that, and Mario is literally the picturesque ideal of an Italian stereotype of an early American Italian working man, like 1980s. Plumber, yeah. Working, kind of hairy mustache. Mario is a giant walking Italian stereotype. Does not bother me. I'm not offended in any fashion. I actually kind of like Mario as a character, obviously, seeing as I have a shirt with him on. When I was a kid, I had really bad buck teeth and really thick glasses. So if you don't think I was, because these people are saying that they were made fun of as a kid because of a poo. You were not made fun of as a kid because of a poo. You were made fun of because some D-bag decided to make fun of you using him as a go-between, using that particular icon or stereotype as a go-between. I had really buck teeth as a kid. People called me Bugs Bunny. Did I find Bugs Bunny inherently bad or wrong or not correct enough? No. Nor would I have ever told you that Bugs Bunny needed to be pulled off of TV because I was made fun of because of Bugs Bunny. Or even if you watch Family Guy. Family Guy has made several Italian jokes, like the speaking with their hands and the boopity boppity boopity. Yeah, Peter likes to do that a lot. That doesn't offend me. I actually find those relatively funny. And actually, one of my favorite Italian restaurants is called Buca di Beppo, so making that even funnier to me. Some of my friends make Italian jokes to me. They're funny, as long as they aren't meant in a way that's hurting me. But even if they were meant in a way that was being offensive to me, like where someone was trying to offend me, first off, you're not. I've been called pretty much every slur you can imagine under the sun, whether it be an Italian slur or cracker or whichever you prefer. You're just a dick. It doesn't change that the joke was. So if you, like, one of my buddies likes to do if you're not aware, the racial slurs for Italians are dago and wop. If you wanna look those up, you can. But WAP specifically stands for without papers, because we would immigrate to this country without any of our paperwork to do so. So that would, yeah, we were the essential illegal Mexicanos originally. My people were. So, as I'm saying though, my friends like to use Nick Wop, did you say? Where did the day go? They would say that. That doesn't bother me. I found it relatively funny the first 10 times. But all I'm saying here is it's the humor I enjoy, and the humor most people enjoy, is going to walk those lines of taboo. If I were to tell you my favorite comedians right now are like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, George Carlin, all of them share one thing. They all were capable of going towards the offensive. And keep in mind, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and I don't have similar views on politics or any of that stuff, but I still find their jokes about my politics to be funny. I still find their jokes in general to be funny. They're supposed to push the envelope. That's what those jokes are there for. It's to make light of current trends and stuff going on in today's culture. And if we can't do that because everything's too sensitive and too touchy these days, well, we're killing comedy first off and alongside of everything else. Now, another fun one. Recently, you may have seen a gentleman post a picture of a teenager going to prom in a nice prom dress that may have been an Asian style prom dress. And this is very interesting because he was very offended, and he posted tweets saying, "Your prom dress is not my culture." Well, first off, you're right. Her prom dress is not your culture because you were born in America. It's just like how I don't claim everything about the Italian culture is mine because I'm an American Italian, and I'm well aware of the differences between me being an American Italian and being a full-fledged Italian. And yes, there are differences. And B, there's no way in hell you are actually offended because I can pull up tweets on his profile where he's saying, "Oh, I'm eating tamales with chopsticks. This is why America was invented." Okay. You think Hispanic people like you eating tamales with their chopsticks? You offending their culture now? Or how many times I've seen you drop the N-bomb with an A word or with the A ending or the hard R ending. Yeah, he's tweeted about that a lot. And now he's trying to fake the victim that everyone's on the attack on him on Twitter. No, you faked outrage because you found it to be more worth it to be the victim. So you acting victimized in our culture to get some likes, which he got 160,000 likes. Now, a lot of people are going after him, like H3, among several others. But there's no way you're actually outraged. I'm sorry. Did you just talk about appropriating culture while you literally walking all over black culture, all over Hispanic culture? There's more. Literally, his entire Twitter feed is a treasure trove. And he goes, well, yeah, to respond to those, he's like, I was ignorant when I was younger. Some of these aren't even a year ago. So when you were younger, this girl's in high school. She is going to her prom, something that's supposed to be a special moment for her, something she should remember happily looking back. But no, now she gets to remember it as you deciding to fake like you were outraged just for some Twitter likes. Seriously, bro? Seriously? Look, I'm okay when someone actually is offended by something, but sometimes you have to be able to understand that what was done wasn't actually offensive. So yes, this is a traditional style Asian dress. I cannot pronounce the correct name of the dress, hence why we will be avoiding saying the name. But, her wearing it is not offensive. And the reason why is that dress was actually originally inspired to blend Asian, Eastern and Western design. That was a part of it. And it was supposed to be for women's rights. That was a big part of that dress, was for women's rights. Now, seeing as that looks nothing like what the original dress would have looked like, the original one that everyone has ideally in their mind, that doesn't make it offensive. Also, I'd like to point out Ginger Spice of the Spice Girls. I can pull you up pictures of her wearing that same dress, and no one said a single damn word when she wore it. Sorry, that's not cultural appropriation. Just because someone decided to wear something like that doesn't make it so. I don't say every time that I see Pizza Hut make a pizza that they are appropriating my culture, despite how bastardized of a pizza that is. I don't see any Hispanic person I know saying, oh, Taco Bell is appropriating our culture, despite how bastardized Taco Bell is of Spanish food. No, you want the victim card. You want that card to be in your corner, and you want it to essentially carry you into some kind of coolness at your school. But now you have people reporting to your school that you're saying all these racial slurs, like the homophobic ones you said on there, the ones regarding black people. Yeah, oh, there's a bunch of them on there. He's got a whole buttload of them. But he's the victim here. He is the victim. His culture was appropriated, but when he appropriated your culture, that's fine and acceptable. No one should have said a damn thing. Guarantee you, if I go to meet, let's say Saber Prime, for example. Saber Prime is Hispanic. If I go and I meet Saber Prime and we go get some margaritas and I decide to wear a sombrero and a poncho, he's probably going to laugh, not say that I'm appropriating his culture. I'm sorry that you're unable to appreciate that someone decided, and keep in mind that dress is supposed to be worn at special events, which he tried to argue should only be worn at like weddings, funerals, stuff like that. Special events is what they actually state that for. It wouldn't be appropriate to wear to like work unless you have an extremely dressy job, but prom is a special event. You're literally just an a-hole, dude. Like, that's what it is. You are sitting there and just, you want attention. You should have ate a Tide Pod. At least then we would all be just thinking you're stupid. But, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all this. And PC culture really just kind of drives me up a wall, because I'm a huge South Park fan, and I'm like, South Park pokes fun at PC culture, and it's very able to take light of today's situations, no matter how terrible they may be, and at least get me to laugh at them or about them. Okay? And let's face it, this world has gotten pretty crappy sometimes with stuff like this. So I'm just curious to what you guys think. Where is your opinion on this? How do you feel about this entire situation here? Do you feel this guy's actually offended? Do you feel he's just faking outrage? I mean, do you feel it was cultural appropriation? I don't feel that she was disrespectful about this dress. I mean, it's a dress, first off. I don't think anyone's really upset that she wore some clothes. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. You can also ding that little bell. That little bell will let you know when I upload more content, and I will have plenty more of that coming for you soon. Don't forget, if you want to follow me anywhere else, like Twitter, where I've literally been a relatively offensive individual recently, I went after this guy on Twitter too. You can find me anywhere you want in the description box down below. I'm just like MasterCard. I'm everywhere you want to be. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon with plenty more content.